Good morning, students. Today's topic is sports as career. Primitive thinking. Do you have a zeal for sports? And are you looking forward to pursue a career in sports? As a parent, are you concerned about the scope in this field? Or as a student, are you uncertain about making it to the elite league? However, you still want to be connected with your passion for sports. If you have nodded your head in affirmation, then you are not alone. Our country is in the second position when it comes to population and countable jobs are offered. You may get selected through education, but only if you are in the merit list. My question is, only if students who are in the merit list are going to get handsome salary jobs, then what about the students who are on average or just pass class? At this point, our education system and job sector fails. I think the education system and economy must build the future of students and not just educate them and leave them on their own. As the overall focus is on academic based jobs, it is difficult to provide jobs to everyone. Whereas, if one knows which are the opportunities available in other fields, life can really get so much better. This is the reason I want to inform students about the career opportunities which are available through sports. A career in sports is sweat, grit, and immense discipline. Gone are the days when sports were traditionally considered as a hobby, especially in our country, but in the current scenario, it is now being considered as a serious career option. In our country, sports is still a flourishing industry, but if you think that sports is all about fame and glamour, well, to obtain that, there is grit, struggle, and immense discipline is required to be eligible for various national and international level pursuits. Sports today is no longer about a game on the field. It is also about the popularity and the pride it brings. This confluence has turned athlete and non athlete into sports and has sparked a need to skillfully manage both players and the game. In our country, it is natural for a parent or a student to think twice before taking up sports as a career. This is mainly because of the probability that a sports person has to struggle constantly in their lives. All parents want their children to choose a more stable profession that guarantees a job and a steady growing annual income. This concern creates pressure on the children to keep sports as plan B and purely take academic as the core for life. The worst is the primary interest of the child, sports, forever stays into a plan B and eventually the child gives up on it. Most of the parents think that sports is a high risk career. Apart from risk of injury, competitiveness and instability, other things includes lack of interest and concern within the governing body, sports politics, infrastructure, lack of experienced coaches, etc. Then and now, changing the landscape of sports in our country. If you compare the sports industry 10 years ago with the current scenario, there is a remarkable difference. Earlier, cricket used to overlap other games and was considered as the only game for its popularity. But recently, many other games and sports have come into the limelight. A number of national and international level leagues are organized to provide athletes with an opportunity to get in the forefront of their respective sports. Our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji too believes that sports can now be considered as a serious career option because India has huge potential in sports. We have no shortage of talent, but we need to provide the right kind of opportunity and create an ecosystem to nurture the talent. Nowadays, Many contributors have started sports culture as a profit sector and are helping the sector develop by being a part of corporate social responsibility channels through PPP in sports infrastructure development and sports academy. This is where exists a wide area of opportunity for a person with skills and experience of a game along with an academic interest in a field, whereas students can build career options with academic backgrounds, offering good monetary benefits and social status. Most demanding and promising areas to explore as sports career. Sports analyst. Sports analysis plays a very important role in presenting and explaining sports to the audiences. They are the professional will provide an expert decision of sports related topics before, during, or after a sports event. They are usually former athletes who have participated in the sports and have a good knowledge of the game. As a sports analyst, you need to pay close attention to the game outcomes, players' stats, win lose record, and the other statistical information. Basically, the job is to make authoritative assessment and predictions based on statistical models. Sports lawyer. Sports law is a fascinating and rapidly developing field of legal practice and academic inquiry. In other words, it is a term describing the legal issue related to sports. The role of a sports lawyer is to represent sportsperson who requires assistance in understanding the terms and different provisions of their contracts, endorsement, and agreements. Sports manager. Sports management is a field which involves handling the organization and the schedule of their clients. A sports manager's primary responsibility is to make it easier for their clients to focus on winning without worrying about the business or organizational aspects of sports. It is important to have a good business sense and the ability to communicate and negotiate in serious discussions about big issues in order to become a skillful sports manager. There are diverse careers opportunities with sports management such as sports blogger, sports philanthropy, players appearances, sports event planning, compliance professionals, etc. Sports psychology. Sports psychology is an interdisciplinary science that uses psychological knowledge and skills to address the optimal performance and well-being of athlete, developmental and social aspect of sports participation, and systematic issue associated with sports setting and organization. Sports psychologists often work with several different types of athletes from amateur to professionals. Athletes may seek out these professionals on their own, or coaches might seek the help of these types of psychologists. Sports tourism. The term sports tourism basically means tourism that is based on the theme of sports. It refers to the specific travels outside the usual environment for either passive or active involvement in competitive sports. Sports is the primary reason for travels, whereas the leisure element may reinforce the overall experience. According to experts, sports tourism is one of the most rapidly evolving jobs in our country. Jobs in college sports sector. Assistant Education Director, Associate Education Director, Lecturer in Physical Education Instructor, Sports Information Director, Athletic Director, Athletic Trainer, Coach in many different sports, Assistant Coach, Marketing and Promotions Coordinator, Athletic Program Development Director. Job in health and fitness sector. Gym coach, gym instructor, physical therapist, medical assistant, sports medicine aide, assistant athletic trainer, physical therapy assistant, sports massage therapist, sports and fitness nutritionist, strength and conditioning coach, exercise physiologist, sports physician, sports psychologist. Job in sports industry sector, sports journalism, sports website and online publication, newspaper sports writer, magazine writer and photographer, sports broadcasting in radio, television and internet, health and fitness related education programs, special sporting event like Olympic events, Commonwealth Games, Asian Games, FIFA, IPL, Pro Kabaddi, BPL, etc. Recreational sports like summer camp, cruise ship, boys and girls club, YMCA, YWCA, etc. Students, here I will be concluding with these few words. The above mentioned jobs are the mainstream jobs based on the educational qualification, but there are few jobs where your sports achievement at the national and international tournament will be considered as a priority like sports quota in many government and private sector. I know most of the sports students and their parents will be in dilemma when it comes to select sports as a career because they won't be knowing about the various job opportunities available in sports. And due to this lack of information, you all will be on the one-way road where you will compete with everyone. I hope this information will help you all to decide your future if you are interested to build a career in sports. Thank you. Stay home and stay fit. Bye bye.